Hey guys, we've been working on networks, so we're up to 9E now, which is about walks, trails, paths, circuits, and cycles. So I'm going to go over all those things today. But I want to go over here and have a look at this network that we've got. Now, this is the sort of thing that we've seen in the past. So we can see we've got a whole heap of vertices there, which I've labeled with letters, and then we've got a whole heap of edges as well. What we're going to start to do when we talk about these different terms that I mentioned before is think about the network as if it's a bit of a map. Okay, so that's the reason why I have this map of the city up here. Now, what I've done is I've put little dots on all the intersections, and let's just say we're starting at Flinders Street Station. The sort of thing that you're going to be doing is you might start at a certain vertex, which might be this one, and you might be trying to get to another one. So let's just say we're going to start at this one here, and we might want to maybe get to this one here. Okay, so we're looking at all these networks as if they're a map. So if we're starting here, we can get there a whole heap of different ways, can't we? So we might want to go this edge, then we might want to go up here, then there, then there, then there, and there, and that gets to our destination. But that's not the only way. We could also start at here, go here, then here, 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 and here. Okay, so we're sort of, as I said before, we're looking, it's like we're a bird's eye view on a map, and each of these little dots is like an intersection, and each of these black lines that I'm doing here, it's like the road that we're traveling along. Okay, so let's have a look at a few of the different terms that I mentioned before. So I want to look at three of these terms first, and then we can have a look at the other two. So we're going to look at walks, trails, and paths first. All right. Now, walks, trails, and paths are types of routes through a network that can take you from a starting point to a finishing point. Now, that finishing point might be the same as the starting point. It might be somewhere totally different, but I just want to go over what makes each of these different. So I'll explain about walks here, I'll explain about trails here, and paths over here. So with walks, a walk is a route from a starting point to a finishing point where edges and vertices can be reused. So you can go wherever you want. You can go back on the same roads that you've been on before. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, so I might do a couple of examples here, and I've kind of summarized it here as well. It just means you can reuse the vertices and you can use the edges as well. So let's just say we want to get from A, which is here, and we want to go to C, which is there. There's there's an infinite amount of ways we can go. So we could maybe start here, go down to this one, then we might be able to go up to here, and then this would be silly in real life if we did that, but if we did this, but you could go back up to here if you wanted to, then you can go over here, down here, and then maybe down here. So it doesn't matter if you reuse any of the vertices, it doesn't matter if you reuse any of the edges as well. You're just getting from a certain point to another point. Now, another way you could do it is over here. So we're starting here again, we're starting here, we're ending there. So you could go over here, then you could go down here, then maybe here again, then here, then here, and then over to here. It doesn't really matter where you're going as long as you're getting where you want to. You can reuse any path if you like. Now let's go over to the next one, which is trail. So a trail is a route from a starting point to a finishing point, like we were doing before, where vertices can be reused, but the edges cannot be reused. Okay, so again, there's a bit of a summary here. With a trail, we can reuse vertices, but we can't reuse edges. Okay, so we're starting at A again. We're going to get down to C. All right, so reuse vertices, but can't reuse edges. So we might want to go maybe down to here to start with. Then we might want to go over to here. Then we might want to go up here. Now I've already been to this vertex before, but it doesn't matter because I'm allowed to reuse them. Now we're up to here. We can't go along there because that edge has already been used, but we can go over to this one. And then let's just finish it off by going down here. And done. Okay, so that one's a trail because we didn't reuse any of those edges. Now let's do another one down here. So again, we want to start here. We want to finish over here. All right, we could go across here. Then we might go down here. Then we might go up here. Down here again. Up here. And then back there. Now the ways I'm going aren't very efficient in terms of getting from the start to the end point, but I'm just showing that it is a trail because we're not using any of those edges again, but we can use the vertices again. All right, now let's go to the last one here, which is path. All right, so a path is a route from a starting point to an end point where vertices cannot be reused, but edges can. Okay, so let's have a bit of a go here. We're going to start at this one again. Oops. And go over to here. All right, so we'll start here. Go that way. We can go down here again. Now we can't go back up to here because that vertex has already been used. We can't go backwards as well because that edge has already been used. So we could go straight over here, but I'm going to go down here just for the sake of it. Now again, I can't go back up here because that's already been used, but I can go over this way and that would be done. And that one would be a path because we haven't reused any vertices. We're allowed to reuse edges, but that's not likely that you're going to have to do that. All right, and very last one, and when I do this very last example here, what I might do is kind of explain or label the path that I'm actually using. So I've been going, like for example, with this one, I started from A, went to B, then went to E, then went to A, then went to D, then back to E, then to C. So we can label the path that we've taken. So if I want to get from here to here, I've started at A, so I'll put A down. I want to move over to B, so then my next one will be B. I can move down to, I'm just doing the exact same one as before, I can move down to E, and that would be E, and then I could move over to C. So that would be the path that I've taken. So we'll move over to circuits and cycles here. Now with the other ones that we did before, with walks, trails and paths, we could start and finish in a different spot. However, with circuits and cycles, we actually finish on the same vertex that we start at. Okay, so it says up here, circuits and cycles are types of routes that start and finish at the same vertex. So let's look at circuits to start with. So that's a route that finishes where it starts and has no repeated edges. Okay, so you can't go back over that same spot. So let's just use this one as an example, and we will start at A, and we want to finish at A as well. So we can reuse vertices, but we can't reuse edges. All right, so let's just say we go down here to start with, and then we go maybe this way, and we go over here. Now, we can go back to this one here, E, because we are allowed to reuse those vertices. So we go that way, then that way, and then back over to there. Now, if I wanted to label what I've done there, I went from A to E, to D, to C, to E, to B, and then back to A. Okay. Now I'll just do one more example over here for cycles. Now cycles are routes that finish where they start and have no repeated vertices or edges. Okay, so I can't hit the same vertex twice. So what I might do is, again, I'll start from here and I'll finish over here. No, I don't want to finish there. I'm going to go back over there. Don't worry about that. Okay, so we can't hit the same vertex twice. So I might want to go down here. I can go up to here, then down here, up to B. Now I can't go down here now because that vertex has already been used, so I'm going to have to move over here. There we go, and that one will be done. And it is a cycle because we didn't reuse any of the vertices or reuse any of the edges as well.